How are you doing this morning? So I brought something with me. And this isn't mine. I borrowed this from a friend. And this was, who's on there? It's Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I've been talking about Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood for the last few weeks, and the very first Sunday we did this, I remember, some young people were up here, and I said, who knows Mr. Rogers? And none of them raised their hand. Because most of you probably, Mr. Rogers wasn't on TV when you were little. And you know who he is, but a lot of you might remember David Tiger. That became a show, although most of you guys are probably too old for that show even. David Tiger's Neighborhood it's kind of a sequel to Mr. Rogers. But a friend brought this to share because he has a DVD of several, I think it's 30 different episodes, 30 classic episodes. And you guys might know, you guys know Ryan? He's one of our friends, he's in the back. You want to wave to Ryan? He brought this to share. And so today, or Sunday school, we're going to, everybody's invited after church. Well, I guess everybody's invited, but you guys especially are invited. We'll go up to the youth room and we'll watch an episode. Because I want to make sure everybody's at least seen one episode of Mr. Rogers. And then we'll split up into our age groups and do other stuff. So if you want to watch an episode of Mr. Rogers today, you can do so after church. And we're thankful for Ryan for bringing that to us. And isn't that wonderful when you've got friends that, help you out when you need it? It wasn't even something I was thinking about. And then there it was. He stepped up and said, hey, I've got this thing that you might like. And that's, some might describe that as being neighborly. You know what it means to be neighborly? What's a neighbor? Yeah, a friend you can go to. I mean, a neighbor, a lot of times we just think of neighbors as the people that live by us. Maybe the people next door, or maybe your block, they're your neighbors. And we talk too about, sometimes in context, if you're far, far away, if you're in France and you meet somebody and they say, well, I'm from, Milwaukee, you might think, oh, wow, we're practically neighbors, even though we live a couple hundred miles away. Whereas right now you might meet somebody and say, oh, you live on the same street. Oh, we're neighbors. Well, what Mr. Rogers said was every day he came up, he talked about, you're my neighbor. And he sang the song, would you be my neighbor? And I remember when I was little, I wanted so badly. I wish I could live by Mr. Rogers. I wish he was my actual neighbor. I wish he was like a guy that I could go to his house and hang out. It just seemed so cool. Feed his fish, or see the stoplight, or play with the trolley. I just wish that he was actually my neighbor. But I realized, eventually, that being a neighbor isn't about where you live. It's about, like you said, Ryan, a deeper understanding of neighbor. It's somebody that you can count on, or somebody that will help you. And Ryan, when he offered this to me, he was being a neighbor to me, because he thought, you might like this, and I'm going to share this with you. And that's what being a neighbor is all about. And Jesus talked a lot about being a neighbor. And he helped redefine what a neighbor was. And so the story that Autumn read, it didn't talk specifically about neighbors, but it talked about a group of people called Samaritans. And I'll talk more about that in just a minute. But the Samaritans were not people that you would have thought of as neighbors. And yet Jesus showed that they were neighbors in lots of different ways and helped us rethink about what this being a neighbor meant. And ultimately, it's about your heart, not where you happen to live or what color your skin happens to be or where you were born or anything. Being a neighbor is about your heart. And if we can all be a neighbor to each other, I think we'd, as Jesus said at the end of the story, the kingdom of God is a reality. And I'll paraphrase, when we all treat each other like neighbors. So would you pray with me now? Gracious God, I give you thanks for these young people, for their faith, for their hearts, and for the many neighbors we have. Help us to see our neighborhood as a place of love and generosity, and help us to see the whole world as our neighborhood. It's in Christ's name we pray. Amen. You can go back. So here we are in another week of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and I'm so be here together and share this. I've been having a lot of fun with it, and I hope you have too. We've been showing a video. We're going to show a little bit of the video a little bit later. But this time I wanted to talk about the scripture. Jesus mentions the Samaritan. And it's interesting because Samaritans show up several times in the Bible. And this is one of those things that we've lost, I think, in a lot of ways. Modern understanding of Samaritan is we hear, even if you've never been to church before, you might have heard the term Good Samaritan. And it's the name of laws. Good Samaritan laws say, you can't get in trouble for trying to help somebody. Describing somebody as a Good Samaritan is it's an acknowledgement of their mercy and kindness. And so often when we hear about Samaritans in the Bible, when we now go to the Bible with all of this this front knowledge, we think of Samaritans as, well, yeah, of course the Samaritans are the good ones, because they're good Samaritans. But it's important to remember that Samaritans were not the good guys in the Bible. Going way back, the Samaritans were despised. 2 Kings describes the Samaritans, and it's this rivalry, so to speak, goes all the way back to 2 Kings, when after this first sort of wave of exile, some of the people were allowed to go back. And it describes that people that went back to Samaria, some of the Jews that went back to Samaria, which is the area between Jerusalem and Galilee. Jerusalem's down here, and Galilee's here, and the Jordan River kind of connects them. And in between is Samaria. And there's not like hard borders. It's not like, it's kind of a region, kind of a, fuzzy borders. It's not exactly clear what's Samaria and what's not. And the story we've shared today reflects that. But the people that came into the region of Samaria, 2 Kings says, they took up instead of coming back and worshiping Yahweh and going to the temple and doing all the things they were supposed to do and following the case law, being a part of the Jewish people and being a part of instead of doing that, they kind of did their own thing. And they picked up some of the local gods instead, and they didn't submit to Jerusalem. They wanted to have their own temple, their own, center of worship. And so the Samaritans became these people that were related to the Jews. They kind of became their own thing. Because those people that were in Samaria stopped being considered fellow Jews, even though they had the same roots, they had the same background as the Abraham father, and they had the law, and they had Moses, and they had all this stuff. But they kind of veered off as far as the Jews were concerned. And 2 Kings describes this. And so ever since, the Samaritans became, bitter rivals in a lot of ways. And partly, it wasn't just that they were rivals, it wasn't just that they were Gentiles, because there's always been this tension between Jews and Gentiles, and people who followed the law and who didn't, and so much of the Old Testament is talking about how to be distinctive and to follow Yahweh and not the other gods, and people get in trouble when they start doing it, and good things happen when they do, and this is much of the Hebrew Bible is this kind of story. But the Samaritans were more than just Gentiles. They were Gentiles who knew better. Because they had the law, they were the people, and then they strayed. And so the Jews and the Samaritans hated each other. In fact, there's stories about Samaritans, not just in the Bible, but in other ancient writings, talking about one old writing said, a piece of bread given to you by a Samaritan was more unclean than swine's flesh. And of course, swine's flesh, pig flesh, is the ultimate unclean animal. That's the symbol of uncleanliness. So an otherwise clean piece of bread that was given to you by a Samaritan this was the level of disdain they had. And the Gospel of Luke talks about this a little bit. Earlier in the story, there's a scene where Jesus and his disciples are in Samaria, and they're not welcome there. And there's this quick story of kind of playing into the cultural attitudes of Samaritans and Jews, and they're not welcome. And Jesus' disciples say, Jesus, let's call down fire upon them. They weren't hospitable. Come get your dad and get out. Let's finally get rid of these Samaritans. The kingdom's at hand, let's do it. And Jesus scolds them and says, no. He moves on. And a little bit later, he sends out not just the disciples, but the others. And he says, go out into the countryside and tell them my love. Tell them my story. Tell them the good news that we're sharing. Tell them this good news. And if somebody rejects, if somebody welcomes you, great. Tell them and be a part of, be in relationship with them. But if they reject you, don't call down fire from the heavens. Just dust yourself off and move on to the next people. A little bit later, Jesus is being quizzed by some legal experts. And one of the most famous stories, exchanges in the Gospels, the lawyer asks Jesus, what's the greatest law? And Jesus says, well, what do you think? And the lawyer, interestingly enough, actually it's the lawyer's words, the legal expert's words that say, love God with your whole heart, soul and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. And Jesus says, that's good. If you do that, you're close to the kingdom of God. And then the lawyer asks this question, but who is my neighbor? And then Jesus tells a story that's one of the most beloved stories Jesus told. And he tells the story of a man who's beaten and robbed and left for dead, bloody, on the road. And two people walk by, a Levite and a priest, and they walk by and they ignore him. In fact, they avoid him. They go out of their way to pass on the other side of the road. And then the Samaritan comes and bandages the man and takes him to an inn and pays for his room and pays for his care and says, I'll be back and let me know how I can be of more service. And then Jesus asks the legal expert, so who was the neighbor to this man? And the legal expert says, the one who showed him mercy. Notice he doesn't say, there's the Levite priest and a Samaritan. And it sounds like the beginning of a joke, right? A Levite, a priest, and a Samaritan walk by a guy who's bloody. Which one of them is his neighbor? And the legal expert can't even say the Samaritan. He just says the one who showed him mercy. And in this moment, Jesus helps redefine what a neighbor is. And now we move a little forward in the story. And Jesus is walking in this unknown region, in this margin area. Even the geography here matters. It says somewhere between Judea and Samaria. It's in this marginalized area where you're not really sure what you're going to get. Are you going to get some hospitality, or are you going to get some rejection? Are you going to get people who are your neighbors, or are you going to get people who want to chase you away? What are you going to get? And now he already told this story about being neighborly and used the Samaritan of all people as the object, as the hero of his story. And now he comes across 10, in this translation it says 10 men with skin diseases. Some translations say just 10 lepers, partly because pretty much any kind of skin condition was kind of just lumped together as, he's a leper. And then these people would have been not just, they would have been unclean, they would have been outcasts. They wouldn't have been able to be a part of society. They wouldn't have been able to be a part of the social network of the town and the community. They would have been ostracized. And so these 10 men are together on the outskirts of town, on the margins of the margin. Right? In this city in the margins, they're on the margins, they're by the road, but they're afraid even to come too close to Jesus. But they know, they've heard about this man, and so they say, have mercy on us. Remember that word that the legal expert said? How he defined a neighbor as the one who showed mercy. And Jesus heals them, and he says, actually he doesn't, he just says, go see the priest and let them see that you're clean. Go back to society, go back to your families, go back into culture, go back into being neighbors again, go back into your neighborhood and be a part of it again. And on the way they realize it. One man comes back. the despised, the other. The last one you'd expect to give thanks to God, the last one you'd think would be praising God, comes back. Fred Rogers talked a lot about being a neighbor. He named the show. It wasn't the Mr. Rogers show. It was Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Because it wasn't about him. It was about the people that were on the show. Both the neighborhood of make-believe, this place where kids could go explore feelings and solve problems, and this wonderful place with an owl and the creepy Lady Elaine and the king and queen the king who was kind of a buffoon sometimes, and Daniel who just shared his feelings and needed love, and all these great characters. That was a neighborhood where they solved problems, where they cared for one another. And then there was the neighborhood that he dwelt in, that had Mr. McFeely that would come and bring, interesting stuff, and he'd go to the baker, and he had people visit him, dance instructors, fitness people. He went on adventures constantly. He showed factories and how things were made, and the classic of how crayons were made. I remember just being transfixed by that little video. But his show was about a neighborhood. It was about people coming together. And there was one man in particular, Officer Clemens, who we're going to hear a little bit about so we can get the video ready. Officer Clemens was a regular on the show from the very beginning, from 1968 all the way to the end. He was a regular. Mr. McFeely probably visited the most, but Officer Clemens was up there. And I wanted to show this a little bit because this wasn't, when I first talked about this months ago, I was thinking about the sermon series. And on Facebook, I said, when you think of Mr. Rogers, what do you think of? And a good friend of mine, his name's Aubrey. Some of you may know him. He's a remarkable young man. He's a poet and author. He helped us with our Bless the Block. His answer was a hidden subversive, or a subtle subversive is what he called it. And this, I think he might have had Officer Clemens on his mind. Hopefully this works. That little scene, in 1968, in the midst of civil rights, in the height of the movement, when people were angry, they showed the video, and some things that I've read, that was a direct response. That scene of Fred and Francois, Officer Cummins in the pool, was a direct response to that scene of seeing people responding to desegregated pools in particular, with that kind of anger and hatred, to pour poison into a pool where human beings are swimming. Remember when the disciples were angry with the Samaritans, what they wanted to say, what they wanted God to do? This human condition of seeing the other, of seeing fearing other people, is an old one. This isn't something new. Now in the United States, we've got a strong history of racism, no question. It's part of it was baked into the DNA of our country, the DNA, to count some people as two-thirds or two-fifths of a person, I forget the fraction, but it was less than whole. It's been a part of our culture for so long, and it goes all the way back to the Bible of these people who called the Samaritans other, who treated them as dirtier than swine. Mr. Rogers, in response to that hatred, in response to that kind of anger, said, I'm going to show them another way. And so he sat down in this absurd scene of him with his, just like this, rolled up his pants, swimming, putting his feet in a kiddie pool, sharing a towel with a black man, and that shot of their feet in the pool. He was subtly subversive, and maybe not so subtle. Because Mr. Rogers knew what Jesus knew 2,000 years before, and what we Christians should know and keep struggling with over and over again, that being a neighbor isn't about where you were born, isn't about what region you live in. Being a neighbor isn't even about doing religion right. Being a neighbor certainly isn't about the color of your skin. Being a neighbor is about mercy, about a relationship with others, a relationship with somebody, but being willing to step up and show compassion to a human being. And Jesus, who healed 10 men that day, had one come back and cross all those dividing lines, all those social barriers, all those things that would keep us apart. One came back and praised God. But Jesus said something really kind of peculiar when you analyze the story very much. He says, your faith has healed you. Right? They were all healed. All 10 of them were healed. And this isn't about the 9 who, it's not that those 9 were so awful. The other 9 were just doing what Jesus told them to do. But one was moved to a deeper faith. One was moved to a deeper relationship. One was moved to want to experience Jesus a little bit more. 9 went back to their neighborhood, but one wanted to cross all those divides and say, praise be to God. And this healing now that Jesus speaks of this second time isn't about his skin anymore. The healing Jesus is talking about now is something deeper than his skin. It's about his heart. Because now you've got a deeper relationship with God, because you've seen me for who I am as I saw you for who you are. And now we can be in a deeper relationship, to be neighbors. And then the Pharisees come in. See, a lot of Bibles divide these stories up. They count this, when you open up a lot of Bibles, where it says, get up, your faith has healed you, there's a break there. We do our subtitles. It's not a chapter break, but a lot of times when Bibles should tell, they have subtitles in them, and they say, here's the story of this, and here's the story of this, and here's the story of the Good Samaritan, or whatever. And many Bibles break these things up, and that doesn't deserve, those things are handy sometimes. But sometimes they do a disservice to us. Because the very next thing is the Pharisees come. They ask Jesus, when is God's kingdom coming? Jesus' answer, look around. When Samaritans praise God, the kingdom. When people cross the divisions that we so like to put up, the kingdom is coming. When people show mercy and compassion and forgiveness and grace, the kingdom is coming. When people feed the hungry and clothe the naked and heal the sick, the kingdom is coming. When the isolated have friends, when the anxious have peace, the kingdom is coming. When people with mental health issues don't have stigma, but instead can find healing and grace and friendship, the kingdom is coming. When we stop dividing ourselves by our skin color, by our race, by our nationality, And he says, don't you see? It's not that it's coming. It's not about when it might be. It's that it's here right now. God's kingdom is already among you. So look at your neighbor. And maybe some of you actually did. Look to your right and your left. When that person to your right and to your left, when those people outside these walls, when the people on the other side of town, when the people on the other side of the border, when the people on the other side of whatever division you might be, when you can look into that person and say, you are my neighbor and I will show you grace, I will show you compassion, the kingdom of God